Good evening. Welcome to week 11 of the Thongsbridge lockdown quizzes. As the weeks go on, it's sort of a week closer, I hope, to getting back to normality of some sort. And I hope sort of in the next 2 to 3 weeks that that will be the case, and we can hopefully start to get back down to the club and start to spend some more time together as a group, rather than being sort of stuck behind a screen on a Friday evening. Thank you as always for joining. I really do appreciate your support, especially considering sort of we've been doing these, like I said, for the past 11 weeks. It does seem rather crazy that these sort of length of time is still going on, but yeah, I do appreciate you still checking in every Friday night, and I hope that you continue to enjoy it for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Last week saw Henry's Angels take the win with a fantastic score of 70. So really well done to your team. I know that you are a regular, so yeah, I do appreciate you continuing to play, and hopefully you'll have some of the similar luck if you are playing this evening. Another big congratulations to the winners of the 100 Club last week. Jan Cook on winning the £100 prize. Irene Moore, the chairman's wife of the club, she won the £25. And Roy and June Hallam for winning the 2 tickets to spend down at the club behind the bar. Just another thank you to everyone who's bought a ticket and is supporting the club in raising money for the defibrillator fund. Another sort of massive effort from everyone, and thank you so much for being so generous. Another draw will be made this evening at the end of the quiz, as we have done for the past 2 weeks. So there's another chance to win £100. Second prize of £25, and the third prize 2 tickets to spend behind the bar, or if you're Joe Elwood, to spend both the tickets on the barbecue. A lot of you last week, especially the lads from the first team and the second team, took great joy in the technical hiccup that I experienced last week, which, when the system rebooted itself, seemed to have put my voice 2 or 3 octaves considerably higher, which seemed to provide a lot of humour to a lot of people. None more so than Lauren Spencer. I think you're watching, Lauren, this evening. Lauren decided to post a video on the club's Facebook page. So yeah, thanks, Lauren, for that. So if you did miss it, or you didn't see it last week and you want to see it, my voice going incredibly high, it'll be somewhere knocking around on the Thongsbridge Cricket Club Facebook page. So go wild with that one. Like I said, there's 3 quizzes left now. 3 more chances to become the overall winner each week, and also 3 chances to have your numbers drawn in the 100 Club. There'll be 5 rounds again this evening as normal. 2 of them will be on the PowerPoint. Hopefully no more glitches like there were last week. And I shall read 3 of them as normal. So let's have a look who we've got this evening. Pete Brammer, good evening. Diane Walker, good evening. Bob Spencer, aka Wet. Yeah, I can't believe the weather has been dreadful today. I mean, it's not stopped raining. Absolutely shambolic. So I think the forecast is due to improve from Monday onwards, so fingers crossed. Who else we got? Serena Hurst, Team Willow, good evening. Tony Robbery, Biddy's not on tour. Ben Ravenhill, good evening, lad. Heidi, French Connection checking in. Agony on Defeat, ready to go. Claire Walton coming in second, I think, last week. Very close second place. Lauren saying it was well worth it putting the video on Facebook. Thanks for that. Gillian Drake, good evening. Joanne Powell on YouTube, good evening. Andrew Ravenhill, good evening. Right then, who else we got? Numbers slowly starting to grow. 36 on YouTube, 22 on Facebook. Yeah, good evening, Andrew and Pam, regulars. I will show you just a refresher of the 100 Club numbers. I know that some people will like to be reminded of those, so I'll show those just before the draw. Jamie Harrison, good evening, Jamie. Thank you again for joining, another regular. Appreciate the support, thank you. Kieran Buckley, the first winner of the 100 Club. Kieran and the in-laws are playing this evening. So get your team names coming in. Any more unique ones or creative ones. Jason Boyd, the Wagstaff phenomenon. Team wives and girlfriends and other employees checking in. Sounds like there's a few playing tonight. Good evening, Jason. The transfer form is in the post. We actually did dig out a few old scorecards, Jason, following last week. A bit of an investigation detective work on your cricketing abilities. We saw that you took a few wickets against Thongsbridge a few years ago. Second team up at Meltham. But also failed to get our captain out, who went on to get 157 that day, I think. So good effort there. Andrew Wagstaff, good evening. Meg Harris, good evening. Fish Fizz Fridays. Okay, we'll give it another sort of 5 minutes or so. Tends to be sort of YouTube, the followers on there signing a little bit later, sort of bang on 8. So we'll give it another 4 or 5 minutes or so, then we'll get going. So fill up your drinks, etc. Right then. So the first round this evening, when we get going, is based on sort of current affairs, recent events. There'll be a picture round as normal. We have got sport back on the agenda for this evening. We've got sort of a video round that I'm hoping is going to work, round 4. And then the final round this evening is history. Haven't had a history around for a long while, so I brought that back to hopefully suit some of you. So yeah, it'll go current affairs round 1, picture round 2, sport round 3. Round 4 is a video round. I had a quick trial on YouTube myself this afternoon, and I think it's going to work. Fingers crossed. And history will be the final round. Jason Boyd says he remembers it well. Richard was plumb elbowed. It doesn't surprise me. Loves getting his pad in front. Louise Baxter, good evening. Isabella Healy, remind me how to do the club numbers. Isabel, what do you mean? Do you mean the 100 Club? Janet Clapham, good evening. Benny's Babes. Oh dear. Right, I think we shall get going in the next minute or two. We'll just let the last few people on YouTube check in. Up to about 70 in total. Right, so I think let's crack on. A little bit earlier than normal, but I'm keen to get going. I'll read the questions out, and if anyone joins in late, then we shall read those out. So the round one, 12 questions as normal. These are based on current affairs or recent events that have happened sort of in the last couple of weeks. So jog your memories. Okay, round one, let's go. Question number one. Monkeys in which country stole blood samples from COVID-19 tests, triggering fears of a further spread of the virus? Was it India or Thailand? So monkeys in which country stole blood samples from COVID-19 tests, triggering fears of a further spread of the virus? Was it India or Thailand? Question number two. The new suspect in the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann is being referred to by what name in media reports? So the new suspect in the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann is being referred to by what name in the media reports? Question three. Announced this evening, what will Premier League players have printed on the back of their shirts for the first 12 matches of the restarted season? Announced this evening, question three, what will Premier League players have printed on the back of their shirts for the first 12 matches of the restarted season? Question number four. From the 15th of June, all passengers on public transport in England must wear which item? So from the 15th of June, all passengers on public transport in England must wear which item? Question number five. Where was the Queen photographed outdoors last weekend riding a 14-year-old pony? Where was the Queen photographed outdoors last weekend riding a 14-year-old pony? Question six. The 49-year-old wife of Sir Rod Stewart has this week been accepted to join the Metropolitan Police in London as a special constable. What's her name? The 49-year-old wife of Sir Rod Stewart has been accepted this week to join the Metropolitan Police in London as a special constable. What's her name? Question number seven. Which country declared a state of emergency after more than 21,000 tonnes of diesel fuel leaked into a river near the Arctic Ocean? Which country declared a state of emergency after more than 21,000 tonnes of diesel leaked into a river near the Arctic Ocean? Question 8. Who said recently that it was his lifelong ambition to grow a rose on Mars? Who said recently that it was a lifelong ambition of his to grow a rose on Mars? Question 9. The full moon of June has the same name as which fruit? The full moon of June has the same name as which fruit? Question 10. In which UK city was a statue torn down and then thrown into a nearby river as part of the Black Lives Matter protests? So in which city was a statue torn down and then thrown into a nearby river as part of the Black Lives Matter protests? Question 11. Which royal celebrated their 99th birthday this week? Which royal celebrated their 99th birthday this week? And the final question, question 12. June the 12th, which is today, was also Anne Frank's birthday. What was significant about her 13th birthday on June the 12th, 1942? So June the 12th, which is today, was also Anne Frank's birthday. What was significant about her 13th birthday on June the 12th, 1942? Okay, just quickly read through those questions once more. Question 1. Monkeys in which country stole blood samples from COVID-19 tests, triggering fears of a further spread of the virus? Was it India or Thailand? Question 2. The new suspect in the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann is being referred to by what name in the media? Question 3. Announce this evening what will Premier League players have printed on the back of their shirts for the first 12 matches of the restarted season? Question 4. From the 15th of June, all passengers on public transport in England must wear which item? Question 5. Where was the Queen photographed outdoors last weekend riding a 14-year-old pony? Question 6. The 49-year-old wife of Sir Rod Stewart has been accepted this week to join the Metropolitan Police in London as a special constable. What is her name? Question 7. Which country declared a state of emergency after more than 21,000 tonnes of diesel fuel leaked into a river near the Arctic Ocean? Question 8. Who said recently that it was his lifelong ambition to grow a rose on Mars? Question 9. The full moon of June has the same name as which fruit? Question 10. In which UK city was a statue torn down and then thrown into a nearby river as part of the Black Lives Matter protests? Question 11. Which royal celebrated their 99th birthday this week? And question 12, June the 12th, which is today, was also Anne Frank's birthday. What was significant about her 13th birthday on June the 12th, 1942? So I'll just give you another sort of 20 seconds or so. Okay, let's go through these answers. So again, just mark your own. Possible of 12 marks on offer. Question 1, monkeys in which country stole blood samples from COVID-19 tests, triggering fears of a further spread of the virus? It was India. So India. The question 2, the new suspect in the investigation into the disappearance of Madeleine McCann is being referred to by what name in the media? It is Christian B. Question 3. Announced this evening, what will Premier League players have printed on the back of their shirts for the first 12 matches of the restarted season? They will have the words Black Lives Matter printed on the back of their shirts. Question 4. From the 15th of June, all passengers on public transport in England must wear which item? They must wear a face mask. Question 5. Where was the Queen photographed outdoors last weekend riding a 14-year-old pony? She was photographed in the grounds of Windsor Castle. Question 6. The 49-year-old wife of Sir Rod Stewart has been accepted to the police, Special Constable. What is her name? Her name is Penny Lancaster. Question 7. Which country declared a state of emergency after more than 21,000 tonnes of diesel leaked into a river? The country was Russia. Question 8. Who said recently that it was his lifelong ambition to grow a rose on Mars? It was Elon Musk. Question 9. The full moon of June has the same name as which fruit? A strawberry. Question 10. In which UK city was a statue torn down and then thrown into a nearby river as part of the Black Lives Matter? It was Bristol. Question 11. Which royal celebrated their 99th birthday this week? Prince Philip. And question 12. June the 12th, which is today, was also Anne Frank's birthday. What was significant about her 13th birthday on June the 12th? I'll be impressed if you get this. Some may do, so please tell me if you do. I'll give you a full mark for it was that birthday that she received her famous diary as a present or a gift. I'll give you half a mark if you put anything relating to the fact that it was that year that she went into hiding, or she actually went into hiding about a month after her 13th birthday. So half mark if you put that, but the full mark will be for that she received the her famous diary on her 13th birthday. Penny Stewart, yeah, you can have a mark for that. So marks out of 12, please, for the first round. Let's have a look how we are doing. Lauren, well done. You got the answer to the diary. Excellent. You should know that. We've been to her house. But good effort. Team name, Social Hubble Bubbles, Jamie Harrison. 7.5 out of 12. Kenwood, Chef, 9.5. Good. Joan Powell, 10. Andrew Agsoff, 9. Kieran O'Shea, 9.5. Got the runs. Janet Clapham, 11.5 out of 12. Eton Mess, 12 out of 12. Good effort, Phil. Tony Rowbury, back on it. 12 out of 12. Got people helping him this evening, surely. Carol Richards, 9 out of 12. D. Wagstaff, 7. Kieran Buckley, 10 out of 12. Carol Richards, 9.5. Correction. Jason Boyd, wives and girlfriends and other employees, 11 out of 12. Very good. Okay, so round 2, as it has been for the last few weeks, is a picture round. There are 12 pictures again this evening. You'll have 10 minutes or so, unless you comment any sooner that you've finished, to work these out. You'll see what they are once obviously you start looking at them. Can you name the names of these particular pictures? So here goes. Remember to do that, onto that, onto that. 10 minutes, 1 to 4 across the top, 5 to 8 across the middle row, 9 to 12 along the bottom. 10 minutes starts now. just under sort of 5 minutes left, so you're more than halfway. Let me know once you finish. A few of you starting to finish, so we'll just give you another sort of minute or two. Right, I reckon we shall finish there. Let's pause the timer, and I shall go through the answers here. So I'll keep it on the screen so that you can see the pictures as I go through the answers, and I've got an answer screen as well, just to sort of confirm which they are. So, question 1, or picture 1 in the top left here, is Adam Sandler. Question 2 is Angelina Jolie. 3, Tom Hanks. I'm going to be harsh and say if you put Forrest Gump, I'm not going to accept that. So Tom Hanks is the only point on offer. Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, where we're going here. Apologies. Marilyn Monroe. Question 5 was Johnny Depp. 6, Penelope Cruz. Question 7 was Kanye West. Question 8 was Ellen DeGeneres. 9, pretty easy, Cristiano Ronaldo. 10, possibly one that may have caught you out, but I presume you may have got it, is Keira Knightley. 10 is the inventor of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. And 11 is Sandra Bullock. So just really quickly, there are the answers just as a list, just so that you can double check those. Let's have scores out of 12 again, please. Or if you want to, a total out of 24, which is ever you prefer. And we shall move on. So let's go back to the screen. Come on. There we go. So scores out of 24, please. Uh, 22.5 out of 24 for Janet Clapham. 15.5 for Jamie Harrison. Jason Boyd, Wives and Girlfriends and Other Employees, is a fantastic name. For those that haven't worked it out, it's Wagstaff, brilliant. Wags, Wives and Girlfriend and Other Employees, i.e. staff. Wagstaff, superb. 22 out of 24, really good effort. How many? Malcolm, happy birthday to my Auntie Sarah. Got 9 on that. Kenwood, 16.5 out of 24. Phil Warren, 7 out of 12. Henry's Angels, 20 out of 24. Carol Richards, 14.5. Kieran Buckley, 21. So I think at the minute, Jason Boyd, Wives and Girlfriends and Other Employees are on 22 out of 24, like the winners so far, or the leaders rather. French Connection, 21 out of 24. Rachel Cullen, 19 out of 24. Right, let's crack on. The next round is sport. We had a week off from sport last week. So this is sort of sport this round, sorry. And there are 12 questions to go at as normal. So, question number 1. How have some Premier League players shown solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement during training sessions this week? So, how have some Premier League players shown solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement during training sessions this week? Question 2. What is the regulation height for a basketball hoop in feet? What is the regulation height for a basketball hoop in feet? Question 3. Which gymnast won 3 gold medals with 7 perfect scores at the 1976 Montreal Olympics? So which gymnast won 3 gold medals with 7 perfect scores at the 1976 Montreal Olympics? Question 4. Which sports playing area is 2.7 metres by 1.5 metres? So which sports playing area is 2.7 metres by 1.5 metres? Question 5. There's 3 marks on offer for question 5. In order, starting with the largest, what are the top 3 largest stadiums in the UK in terms of capacity? So in order, starting with the largest, what are the top 3 largest stadiums in the UK in terms of capacity? I'll be generous and I'll give you a 4th mark if you get them all in the right order. Question 6. How many years old are the horses that run in the Kentucky Derby? So how many years old, or how old are the horses that run in the Kentucky Derby? Question 7. I'll give you a bonus point on this one as well. What was the first sport to have a world championship? And I'll give you the bonus point if you can get the year bang on. So what was the first sport to have a world championship? And a bonus point for the exact year. Question number 8. In the United States, what sport is known as the national pastime? So in the United States, what sport is known as the national pastime? Question number 9. Which player was the first to win 5 straight Wimbledon tennis titles? Which player was the first to win 5 straight Wimbledon titles? Question 10. In Australian football, what is the maximum number of players allowed on the field at one time? Is it 32 or 36? So question 10 again. In Australian football, what is the maximum number of players allowed on the field at any one time? Is it 32 or 36? Question 11. Liverpool were the subject of a High Court battle over the rights to make their kit between which 2 brands? You've got to get both here to get the mark. So Liverpool were the subject of a High Court battle over the rights to make their kit between which 2 brands? And the final question is on cricket. England's domestic cricket new competition, the 100, was due to take place this summer. But which one of the following team names is genuine? Is it A, London Pride, B, Oval Originals, or C, Welsh Fire? So England's cricket's domestic new competition, the 100, was due to take place this summer. But which of the following team names is genuine? Was it A, London Pride, B, Oval Originals, and C, Welsh Fire? Which of those is genuine? So I'll just go through these questions again. So question 1, how have some Premier League players shown solidarity this week for the Black Lives Matter movement during training sessions? What have they been doing? Question 2, what is the regulation height of a basketball hoop in feet? Question 3, which gymnast won 3 gold medals with 7 perfect scores at the Montreal Olympics in 1976? Question 4, which sports playing area is 2.7 metres by 1.5 metres? Question 5 is 4 marks for this question. In order, starting with the largest, what are the top 3 largest stadiums in the UK in terms of capacity? So a mark for each of the correct stadiums and a 4th mark if you've got them all in the correct order. Question 6, how old are the horses that run in the Kentucky Derby? Question 7, what was the first sport to have a world championship? And you'll get a bonus point if you can name the exact year of that first world championship. Question 8, in the United States, what sport is known as the national pastime? Question 9, which player was the first to win 5 straight Wimbledon titles? Question 10, in Australian football, what is the maximum number of players allowed on the field at any one time? Is it 32 or 36? Question 11, Liverpool were the subject of a High Court battle over the rights to make their kit between which 2 brands? And England's new domestic cricket competition, the 100, was due to take place this summer, but which of the following is a genuine team name? Was it A, London Pride, B, Oval Originals, or C, Welsh Fire? So, answers. For the spot, let's give you another 20 seconds so just to finish off those answers. Right then, answers. Question number 1. Faye, question 7. What was the first sport to have a world championship, Faye? And a bonus point if you can tell me what year that was in. Okay, let's go through these answers. So question 1, how have some Premier League players shown solidarity with the Black Lives Matter during training sessions? They have taken group shots in formation on one knee. Or they posted pictures as a team on one knee in a formation. Question 2, what is the regulation height for a basketball hoop in feet? It is 10 feet high. Question 3, which gymnast won 3 gold medals with 7 perfect scores at the 1976 Montreal Olympics? It was Nadia Comaneci. Question 4. Question 4. Which sports playing area is 2.7 metres by 1.5 metres? It is table tennis. It's the area or the size of the table. Is taking an E acceptable for question 1? Asking for a friend. I don't know what you mean by that, Jamie. Question 5 is worth 4 marks. So in order, starting with the largest, what are the top 3 largest stadiums in the UK in terms of capacity? So we'll start with the lowest. So the third most sort of capacity stadium in the country, or the UK rather, is 75,000, and it's Old Trafford. So Old Trafford is the third largest. Coming in at number 2 with 82,000 is Twickenham Stadium in London, the England Rugby Union National Stadium. And the largest, hopefully you got that, with 90,000 is Wembley. So if you got all of those in that correct order, you got 4 marks. Question 6. How old are the horses that run in the Kentucky Derby? They are 3 years old. They're limited to no older than 3 years old. Question 7. What was the first sport to have a world championship? It is billiards, and it was in 1873. If you got that, impressive. Let me know if you did. So billiards was the first ever sport to have a world championship, and that was in 1873. Question 8. In the United States, what sport is known as a national pastime? It is baseball. Question 9. Which player was the first to win 5 straight Wimbledon titles? That was Bjorn Borg. From 1976 until 1980, including those years. Question 10. In Australian football, what is the maximum number of players allowed on a field at any time? There is a maximum of 2 teams of 18, so 36. Question 11. Liverpool were the subject of a High Court battle over the rights to make their kit between 2 brands. What were they? It was Nike and New Balance. So Nike and New Balance. I think Nike were victorious and they're going to be the kit makers next season for Liverpool. Question 12, last question. England's new domestic cricket competition, the 100, was due to take place this summer. But which one of the following team names is genuine? It was C, Welsh Fire. So let's have scores out of, what will it be? 16, I think. Is that right? Yes, out of 16, I think. Yeah. So post your scores in there. Or is it 17? 17. Or is it, I don't know, 16 or 17, one of the two. No, it is 16, yeah. John Powell, 8 out of 16. Jamie Harrison, 6, so it's out of 40 so far, yeah. Richard Wagstaff, 26.5. Andrew Wagstaff, 11. Good effort. Tony Rodby, 13. Kieran O'Shea, 8 out of 16. 25.5 out of 40. Tony Rodby's on 34 out of 40. Pretty good. I think that is one of the highest so far. Darren Walker, 31.5. Rachel, looks like she struggled. Rubbish, she says. 8 in that round. Jason Boyd, the man who once got cleaned up by Joe Reeves for a duck, I believe, if the scorecard serves us correctly. Wives and girlfriends and other employees, 11 out of 16, 33 out of 40. So Tony Roby's still in the lead. Joint with Heidi, the Frenchies, are on 34 out of 40. Mocham, good evening, lad. 28 out of 40. Janet Clapham, your team's on 35.5, so you are leading so far. Good effort. Leo, 27. Rachel, 27. Right, so the next round, I'm praying is going to work. And I shall move over to here. Bear with me 1 second. So the next round is a what happens, and see if you can work out what happens next in those clips from a list of drop-down answers. I'm just going to load it up now on YouTube. Bear with me. When it decides to come on. Where are we? I really should have got this ready. That was one thing I should have prepared. Bear with me a second. I think this, is this it? That's not it. Right, bear with me. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause. You can have a quick break for 2 minutes, and I shall be right back once I've finally got a little bit more organised. So go and fill up your drinks, have a quick break. Right, we're sorted. Apologies. We're up and running. So, like I said, this round here now is what happens next. It's going to be a series of videos on YouTube, and you've got to try and guess what happens next. And they're all multiple choice. So here goes. I'm hoping it's going to be loud enough and it will play. So let's just get onto YouTube, on there. I think there's 10 questions. I won't talk through these. I'll pause it at the end and then we'll go through the answers.
Now we'll have the weather forecast in a minute, and of course it'll be 100% accurate and provide all the detail you could possibly want. I've just seen Thomas Schaffenacker preparing
I'll just pause that just to give you plenty of time to read it. No, what I've not done is I've not flipping heck. I've not shown you the video. Sorry, it's my head's gone here. Oh dear, wait a second. Sorry. I knew something would go wrong. Right, here goes. I'll play it again.
Now we'll have the weather forecast in a minute, and of course it'll be 100% accurate and provide all the detail you could possibly want. I've just seen Thomas Schaffernacker preparing
I guess there needs to be a mistake every week, so there it is.
Now, if you live in Backside, it's going to be a little bit cold, a little bit wet. But let's go over to Northern Ireland, because in Northern Ireland, there's a place called Bogey, which I can't believe. It's going to be patchy rain over there. Get ready.
People talk about having addictive personalities, don't they? And being more sort of prone to becoming addicted to stuff.
I only ask this of you, but could you show me what a proper twerk is right now? I think we should show it. Spin round, let's have a little look.
So just go like that.
Gillian. Come on. Come and join us, Gillian. Could you? Gillian, come over here. Come and join us, please. Good luck, Gillian. Come here. We'll explain it all, don't worry. We'll explain exactly what's going on, okay? In fourth place is me.
What are you saying ahead of me?
You won, Jane. Big black Australop cockerel, one of 500 birds that are being judged today at the show.
Okay, so there's 10 questions. Hopefully you've managed to answer all 10. I'll just give you 30 seconds to finish those off. I presume that people won't want any repeating, but let me know if you do. Yeah, Jamie's saying it's the hardest What Happened Next quiz in the world, because I didn't actually share the screen. Apologies. So yeah, just let me know if you want any repeating. Otherwise, we'll just go straight to the answers. Okay, so I think most people seem happy, so we'll just skip straight to the answers, which are here.
Now we'll have the weather forecast in a minute, and of course it'll be 100% accurate and provide all the detail you could possibly want. I've just seen Thomas Schaffernacker preparing for it, so I'm not entirely...
That was quite quick, so yeah, he inadvertently stuck his middle finger up at him. So C, he gave him the finger.
For it, so I'm not...
Brilliant. Number 2.
Side. Now, if you live in backside, it's going to be a little bit cold, a little bit wet. But let's go over to Northern Ireland, because in Northern Ireland, there's a place called Bogey, which I can't believe. It's going to be patchy rain over there. Get ready, go. All right, go. Oh my gosh, are you all right?
So B was she pushes the sailor in. B pushing the sailor in.
Oh my gosh, are you all right?
Let's do this. The winner of Radio 1's Hit Award for Best TV Show is...
Again, it was B. She falls in the hole.
People talk about having addictive personalities, don't they? And being more sort of prone to becoming addicted to stuff.
You mean please?
What did I say?
These are quite quick. So that was D. The dog kicks his brew and spills it.
What did I say?
Could you show me what a proper twerk is right now? I think we should show it.
Apologies for the slight rudeness on this one. Hey, a dress split's open. I won't repeat that one. I think we've all seen this one before.
Come and join us, Gillian. Could you? Gillian, come over here. Come and join us, please. Good luck, Gillian. We'll explain it all.
Talk about delaying it.
Explain exactly what's going on, okay? Let's get Bob in. Bob.
So B, she faints. The biggest fake faint in the history of I'm a Celeb.
In, please.
So yeah, I remember that well. The woman attempts to egg Simon Cowell. She runs on, a streaker kind of almost.
What a sad little life, Jane. You ruined my night completely so you could have the money, but I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
I've not seen that before, that's good. Apologies.
Grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres.
So C, a scathing verbal attack on Jane. He misses the high five and hits her breast. And the last one.
Big black Australop cockerel, one of 500 birds that are being judged today at the show.
So the bird begins to flap and he runs off screaming.
I'll tell you more later.
So scores out of 10, please. We shall quit off YouTube. And we shall go on to the last round. Yeah, sorry I forgot to share my screen. So how many did you get in that round? Out of 10. Richard Wagstaff, 10 out of 10. Malcolm, 10 out of 10. Meg Harris, 9 out of 10. Tony, 9. Janet, Benny's Babes, 10 out of 10. Thanks to Emmeline on our team. 45.5 out of 50. Isabel, 10 out of 10. Henry's Angels. Diane Walker, 8. David Wagstaff, 10. Andrew Wagstaff, 7. So yeah, it's out of 50 so far. So scores. Leo Colley, 36 out of 50. Jason Boyd, wives and girlfriends and other employees, 10 out of 10. 40 out of 50 for Kieran Buckley. Mockchamp, 8 out of 10. Agony on Defeat, 8 out of 10. Sweenhurst, 8 out of 10. Right then, so final round this evening is history. Certainly not a strong point of mine, but I thought I'd do a history round anyway. Final 12 questions this evening before we do the 100 Club draw, so get ready with your numbers, that'll remind you of after this round. Looks like you are chasing Tony Rowbury and Benny's Babes, 45.5 for Benny's Babes, and Tony Rowbury's 43, so they look like they're the highest scorers so far, along with Jason Boyd, 43 as well. Final round, let's get going. Question number 1. Which 2 of Henry VIII's wives were executed? So which 2 of Henry VIII's wives were executed? You need to get both. Yeah, we'll say that. We'll need to get both for the point. Question number 2. Vietnam claimed independence from which country in 1945? So question 2 again. Vietnam claimed independence from which country in 1945? Question 3. How many children did Queen Victoria have? How many children did Queen Victoria have? Question number 4. The German attack on which country caused Britain to enter the Second World War? So the German attack on which country caused Britain to enter the Second World War? Question 5. What was the first name of the doctor who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre? What was the first name of the doctor who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre? Was it Henry or Harold? Question 6. In which year was the gunpowder plot? So in which year was the gunpowder plot? Question 7. How was New York known prior to 1664? So how was New York known prior to 1664? Question 8. Who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? So who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? Question 9. What communication device was patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876? So what communication device was patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876? Question 10. In which war did the charge of the Light Brigade take place? So in which war did the charge of the Light Brigade take place? Question 11. Which major English institution was founded in 1694? which major English institution was founded in 1694? And the last question of this round, which board game introduced in 1979 involved the collection of cheeses or wedges? So those are 12 history questions, not too hard, I hope. Paul France saying he's playing his Joker in this history round. So I'll quickly whiz through those again. Question 1, which two of Henry VIII's wives were executed? Question 2, Vietnam claimed independence from which country in 1945? Question 3, how many children did Queen Victoria have? Question 4, the German attack on which country caused Britain to enter the Second World War? Question 5, what was the first name of the doctor who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre? Was it Henry or Harold? In which year was the gunpowder plot? Question 7, how was New York known prior to 1664? Question 8, who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? 9, what communication device was patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876? Question 10, in which war did the charge of the Light Brigade take place? Question 11, which major English institution was founded in 1694? And question 12, which board game introduced in 1979 involved the collection of cheeses or wedges? Right then, let's go through the answers and see who has got the most marks. Malcolm, the Joker is just something that Paul has mentioned. It's nothing to do with the quiz. I believe he probably thinks he's going to do quite well in this round. It's nothing that you've missed in terms of a bonus element to the quiz. Serena, question 8 was, who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? Right, so question 1, answer. Which two of Henry VIII's wives were executed? It was, and you've got to get both of these, remember, to get the 1 mark. It was Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. Question 2, Vietnam claimed independence from which country in 1945? It was France. Question 3, how many children did Queen Victoria have? She had 9. Someone's been busy. Question 4, the German attack on which country caused Britain to enter the Second World War? Poland. Question 5, what was the first name of the doctor who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre? It was Henry Heimlich. Question 6, in what year was the gunpowder plot? It was 1605. 7, how was New York known prior to 1664? It was referred to as New Amsterdam. Number 8 rather. Who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? It was Spencer Perceval. Never heard of the fella. Question 9. What communication device was patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876? It was the telephone. Question 10. In which war did the charge of the Light Brigade take place? It was the Crimean War. 11. Which major English institution was founded in 1694? It was the Bank of England. Impressive, you got that. The Bank of England. And the final question, question 12 of the quiz this evening. Which board game introduced in 1979 involved the collection of cheeses or wedges? It was Trivial Pursuit. So let's go for final marks out of 62, please. Let's try and crown an overall winner. We'll see who's won, and then we'll get to the most important part, is who's taking away 100 smackaroonies this evening, 100 quid. Okay, so Janet Clapham, Benny's Babes, 55.5 out of 62. So that could be a really good score to try and beat. Joanne Powell, 43 out of 60. Is that? Yeah, it's out of 62. Yeah. Jamie Harrison, Social Hubble Bubble, 34.5. Wooden Spoon. Yeah. Richard Wagstaff, 41.5. Kieran Buckley, 49.5. Ian Mess, 38. Leo Colley, 45. 53 for Tony, good effort. 44, Russell Mockcham. Wives and girlfriends and other employees, Jason Boyd, 54 out of 62. Henry's Angels, 50. Not retaining their title from last week. Jason Boyd, looks like you're going to be second this week. So we'll leave that going for a couple of minutes, but it looks like Janet Clapham and her team may be the winners this evening. What I'll do quickly is just recap the numbers. I've got a list on here of the numbers of the 100 clubs, so you can just refresh your memory. So I'll just leave that on for a second. Looks like the comments still continuing. Diane Walker, 48.5. Paul France, Heidi's a history teacher, very good. 54 out of 62. I'm surprised you've not requested a history round sooner, Heidi, if you knew you were strong. Good effort, Heidi and Paul. Looks like you're coming in at joint second again on 54. Ooh, Claire Walton, another strong performance. Agony of defeat. 55, so just missing out by the looks of it by half a mark to Benny's Babes, Janet's team. Right, I think we shall get onto the quiz. Onto the 100 club. So £100 for the first prize. I've chosen a new machine this evening just to prove that I've got 127 numbers in. There we go. £100 first prize, £25 for the second prize, and 2 tickets to spend down at the club for the third prize. So you can spend it behind the bar or on the barbecue. So here goes. So just set that to make sure you're happy with that. We'll put this full screen. Let's go super full screen. In fact, no, that'll be fine. Are we ready? So the first number coming out for the £100 is hopefully a little bit higher than last week. Random number 55. So number 55 this evening is the first prize of £100. Who is it? It's Alistair Waghorn. So first prize, congratulations Alistair. £100 coming your way. Well done. Second prize of £25 this evening is number 44. That is one number off me, you bugger. 44 is Nigel Brook. That is so close to me winning £25. Never mind. 44, Nigel Brook, £25 coming your way. And the final prize of 2 tickets to spend down at the club this evening is number 13, another low round this week. Number 13 is 2 tickets, is Simon Walker. Congratulations, Simon. You've won yourself a couple of free drinks or a burger down at the cricket club when we hopefully reopen in the next few months. So yeah, congratulations. So first prize, Alistair Waghorn, £100. Second prize, £25, Nigel Brook. And 2 tickets going to number 13, Simon Walker. So thanks again. Congratulations to Janet and her team this evening. Really good score, 55.5 out of 62. Thank you all again for playing. Just a reminder that there are now only 2 quizzes left in these sort of lockdown times. So the final 2 quizzes next Friday also. So I look forward to finishing off in the next couple of weeks. But massive thank you. Have a great weekend. The weather's not going to be great, so I hope you make the most of it. Well done for those 3 on the top, on the 100 club. And thanks for playing again. Thank you for the support. Have a great weekend, and I shall